Welcome to VerbalPic Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Look, we getting ready to get down into it, as we always do. You know how we do it. But first, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Robinson. Big Kev, man, sent me this. It was a clip of EarthQuake discussing how he felt on how black journalists, in particular female black journalists, how they were being treated by President Trump. And so we want to let you all hear his side of it, and then we'll go into it. This is the comedian EarthQuake.
Let me just tell you, man, I've been in the military. I did 9 years. I've always believed that you respect the rank of the individual and not the individual. And it goes along with the motherfucking President of the United States. Respect the office, fuck the individual. But this motherfucker we got right now is going too far. And I mean this right now. If there's anything that I love under my kids, my God, myself, and the same thing, the love I have for my women, and I mean black women, because I know they're the reason why I'm able to tell jokes. They've been the backbone for civil rights. They are the reason why we have our freedoms. Check the fucking record. They have always been there. And when I see how this motherfucker is just attacking our women, and what I mean by that, our professional news correspondents, he did that shit to April during the last briefing, told her ass sit down, just condescending. And the next sister, Aisha, I think that's her name, told her question she asked was racist. And then today, the motherfucker that got me on right now, check my timeline, check DL's timeline. The sister asked the motherfucker a question, and he gonna look at it and say, that's a stupid ass question. What a stupid ass question. But I've been watching you a while. You ask a lot of stupid ass questions. Motherfucker, who you think you talking to? Don't you ever disrespect no black woman, man. This shit done gone too motherfucking far. We as a community gonna have to sit here and boycott everybody that supports that motherfucker. That's Fox News, anybody I'm putting right now, anybody that sit here, the sponsors that sit here that advertise on Fox, that's enabling, that do not hold this motherfucker accountable. At some point, niggas, y'all gonna have to stand up for our motherfucking women, man, and not let this motherfucking white man talk to them like they ain't shit. These sisters done work their way through the ranks of being a double minority. They a woman and a black woman. To be a fucking White House correspondent, do you know how much shit they had to go through to get there, only for let this motherfucker treat them like they ain't shit? And y'all niggas ain't doing nothing. You still on here talking about who's fucking who got an award, who new album is coming out. Nigga, we being attacked. Attack, nigga, to the foundation of who the fuck we are, our women, and you niggas ain't defending it? Y'all let this nigga just talk to them like this? These sisters is our mothers, man, our sisters, our everything. And y'all sit here and let this motherfucker just say this and nobody say nothing about it? I don't want to be on your motherfucking timeline seeing how healthy you are. I don't want to know how good you motherfuckers are doing. We ain't doing good collective. So if one of y'all niggas are doing well and the rest of us are fucked up, we all fucked up. And right now this motherfucker's showing no respect to our goddamn women. And I'm upset about it. It got me fucking 38 hot. For let this man be condescending to our sisters out this motherfucker doing the best they can in a goddamn job, fighting the one sexism, narcissistic motherfucker to have this nigga just berate that sister the way he did on the motherfucking lawn, the White House lawn. He's a fucking federal fucking employee. He don't get to be able to disrespect no woman like that. How the fuck everybody else got to show respect everywhere on their job, and this motherfucker, who's a federal employee, because he still work for the government, be able to talk to a woman like that, especially a black woman who done put her way through school, made it all the way through journalism, fought through all the motherfucking shit to be on there to ask this nigga a question, and he just say, that's a dumb question, that's a dumbass question, but I've been watching you for a while. You ask a lot of dumbass questions. Boy, see, I don't want to get in no motherfucking trouble. I swear to God, but I'm hotter than a motherfucker. And I'm going to stay hot this way because that's the only thing that make me hot when I see somebody fuck with women, especially black women. Because I owe them a debt and I always will. And I will till the day I die. Even the rest of you niggas don't feel you have a moral obligation to them. You should, motherfucker. Check your history. Everything you doing right now is on the back of a goddamn black woman, nigga. Quiet as kept. Why you think Martin Luther King was able to go around there? He had Coretta, nigga, that held his babies down. Encouraged that nigga to go out there. Didn't get mad at when motherfucker was busting out the windows and all that. A weak bitch would have went on and bounced on her. Talking about, oh, I can't put up with all this shit. I'm scared, Martin. She stood, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. I gotta get ready for my show. But I'm telling you right now, this shit is breaking my motherfucking heart. And I'm challenging every nigga with a platform, man. Talk to me. Tell me how we need to do. Or are you all right with this? Because I'm not. I'm in here for suggestions. Tell me what we need to do. But this is this can't be tolerated. That this motherfucker treat our women like that that's out there doing their motherfucking job. And we, as black motherfucking men and all men, need to stand up for them goddamn women out there. She's a double minority, man. She's black and she's a woman. This nigga been privileged all his life. You have no right to talk to her. It ain't such thing as a dumbass question, motherfucker. Don't ridicule no sister on no lawn in front of all her peers, saying that's a stupid ass question. What a dumbass question. And I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid ass questions. Man, fuck him.
Now that was the comedian EarthQuake going off on the fact of how black female journalists were being treated in public on the White House lawn in broad daylight by the President of the United States. Now, we're going to go into his angle, right? Because I feel him 100%, man. When I saw him berate Abby Phillip, I saw him berate Yamicha Alcindor and April Ryan. And what we have to realize is, and what white people have to realize is, black people, we know racism. We know where we've been in places like the sister within the voting booth and she's asking a question and a white woman yelling at her. I've been in situations where I'm in a retail store. I'm asking a question. The guy turns around, sees that I'm black, and all of a sudden his voice gets loud. You know, like I'm getting on his nerves when, motherfucker, you got the goddamn job. It's your job. You in customer service. You are paid to respond to my question, and you act like I'm in here annoying you to spend my money in this retail shop, which helps pay your dumb salary. But that racism is so embedded deep within them, it's not coming out. You got some people that are racist to the bone, and they gonna die racist, and it is what it is. That's a fact. You got some, even when, I mean, you can go back to when they first came on our shores, when the Native Americans brought them in and how they treated them. And they were so engulfed in finances and making money and greed. They was too busy searching and panning for gold that they wouldn't even learn how to feed them damn selves. They wouldn't learn how to grow crops when the natives was trying to show these greedy bastards how to grow crops and do for themselves. They wasn't even paying attention. Their mind was more interested in gold. And when they was dying out on the fort, on a military base, fort that they built, they were dying because they crops didn't produce for the winter. They had nothing to eat. They was passing out, and the Native Americans came with food and saved their evil asses And as soon as they nursed themselves back to health, they turned on them and took their land and killed them. And the funny part about it to this day, you have the nerve to have some $5 Indians, pale skinned Native Americans to be prejudiced, to be racist, to try to say that black people are not indigenous in the Americas. Man, are you crazy? Go back and research. Go look at Crazy Horse and the original pictures of Crazy Horse and Geronimo. They don't look like these light-skinned Indians you have today. Not berating the lighter-skinned Native Americans, because we know what the Spaniards and DeSoto, DeSoto, go look that up. We know what him and his men did to you all. So we understand that. And we know how you got the way, just like we understand how we have a lot of light-skinned people within our ranks. There's nothing wrong with that. We are our family. You see what I'm saying? I'm just simply making that to state a point that how the hell anybody that has indigenous heritage within their bloodline be racist against black people in America or African American people, or whatever term they deem for us today. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And one thing you have to understand, and I understand the anger of EarthQuake, is simply that if you can't protect your women as a group or a race of people, you through. You out of there. You it's over. You sit there and let a white man, who happens to be the president of the United States, which is fine because he's the president, and you have different races that lives in America. You got the Italians, you got the Chinese, you got the Greeks, you got the Hawaiians, the Samoans, you got Netherlands, you got everybody. You got Kenyans, and you got everything in America, right? And if you look at how different cultures treat their women versus how we let certain things go on dealing with our women, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Now, sisters, you bear responsibility in that, in a sense too, because you have to, what's the word? You have to earn respect. You have to treat yourself with dignity and respect in order to get respect. Don't chase after this, how can I say? Don't chase after the myth that was created for you by the European, and where they shared their standard of beauty, and you trying to follow them. No. See, knowledge. And one thing, when you go back and you study these great women of history, such as Isis, Harriet Tubman, knowledge. My sister, Barbara Jordan, knowledge. Francis Chris Wilson, knowledge. Who else? Knowledge. You think of a black Michelle Obama. Knowledge. Get knowledge, man, and get understanding, but get the knowledge. You suffer, all of us in Black in America, we suffer from a lack of knowledge. Now, as Sister Pebble stated in Everyday People, the movie, that's Everyday People, THE movie, the movie. It was part 2. I asked her a question about Donald Trump. This is before he got elected. And she stated that if Donald Trump wins the presidency, we would have to get off our butts and move, because the show enough is about to hit the fan. And I'm paraphrasing. Now, meaning that we've been screaming unity since before Marcus Garvey, right? Build. Now, the only successful, I don't want to say the only successful group, but the only successful group within numbers and has many businesses that's unified, that works together, is the NOI. Still thriving today, right? But can Trump be a catalyst to force black people to unite by pulling off the robe and saying, hey, this is what it is, baby. we racist. We really don't care for you all, because really him berating these sisters as journalists, what he really saying is black woman, Negro woman. No, fuck it. Really, what he was saying, I'm going off of EarthQuake. What he really saying is, nigga, you don't get involved and you don't question white folks' business. You go talk about sports, entertainment, sing song and dance, and it's something that's going on in the inner city. But this grown folk stuff, and you don't question me on grown folk stuff. I don't give a damn about your journalist past. I don't give a damn what network you work for. You stay in your place, nigga. We understand the sentiment. That's why a lot of people are outraged. But on the flip side of that is, everything's out in the open. Let him come on out and be who he is. That way, you don't have to be, and we don't have to be up under any type of illusion. It is what it is. Let's deal, because that might be the force to where we say, you know what, hey man, you know what, look. How much you got? How much you got? Let us go and build ours and put some schools and hospitals together. What you entertainers and you athletes have, and you record producers and rappers and R&B artists and you know what I mean, you politicians and business owners and all owners, and I'm talking about over all the way to Africa. Y'all need help. We need help. What's his name? Because he's speaking Malema, Julius Malema. If you look up Julius Malema, JULIUS MILEMA, and I believe that's how you. No, it's MALIMA. Julia, I said Melma, but they pronounce it Malema. I might have that spelling wrong. I'm not sure, but look him up, check him out. He's saying unite too. Black folks, you need to unite. If not, you're going to get mopped all over the planet. All over, from America to Africa, you get mopped up. Now, the thing is, why is it so hard for us to unite? One, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I truly believe this because I saw it with my own eyes. It's that the subconscious image, and when I say subconscious, that picture that pops in your mind when somebody talks about the work of Jesus, you see that white dude in the back of your mind. You still got churches today that has the white Jesus on the wall. You got black people saying that the color of Jesus really don't matter. But what you're really saying is, I'm afraid if I follow the teachings of Jesus that the slave master taught me, then they'll give me a passage and me and my family be safe. Ask all the black folk who died that still had a Jesus hanging up at home on their walls. As if they asked you when they catch you by yourself, or if a police shoot a young black man down, is Jesus white to you? They don't give him time. They don't even. All they see is black skin from the lightest to the darkest. And that's it. You can try to run and hide from it. You can try to say, I got my great so-and-so was white in my family. They don't see that on you. Unless you walking around with a picture on your sleeve, you know what I mean, every day saying, hey, look right here. This is my great grandfather. This is my great grandmother. They white. You know what I mean? Don't harm me. And like that matter anyway. I mean, and I know this is harsh, but we have to get to reality, man. The reality of the situation where we actually dealing with not what we hope for. Hope is for suckers. I'm sorry. Hope is for suckers. Analytical, mathematical planning, a sound and just plan will whoop hope every day. Because you went over the steps. You went over the planning. You know that if you measure from point A to point B, and you know the velocity, if I throw this with this force from A, it'll reach point B at this amount of time. Because you measured it. And then now you have a 99% chance of success. If you just walk up there and say, and close your eyes and throw the ball or whatever object you're trying to get from point A to point B, whether you're running, jumping, throwing, whatever, driving, flying in a plane or whatnot, and you close your eyes, if you're the pilot, you close your eyes and you say, well, I hope as soon as you take off or as soon as it's released from your hand, I hope it hits its target. And you close your eyes and get up there. And when you make it, you shocked and surprised. Oh man, we actually made it. Damn. Versus, this is the distance that you're traveling from A to B. This is the amount of mileage that you're traveling. At this rate of speed, to get to A to B should take you 15 minutes. If you keep a consistent, steady flow at this pace. And then you move out. You don't get there and say, okay, well, I hope we get there. Or with a roadmap. You know what I mean? How you plan on getting there? You gonna close your eyes and just hope you wait. Man, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. They've been duking us with that. Look, let me show you. They've been duking us that since the mid to early 1500s. And we still been following that same tide path in 2018, wondering why. Then we wonder why we hold on to something so tight, and we're afraid that if we lose this, what we got so tight, that'll be the end of us. And we walk on eggshells because we don't want to upset nobody when the whole world don't give a damn about upsetting us. We don't believe in metaphysics. We don't believe in the law of attractions. We don't believe as a man thinketh, so is he. Meaning we don't believe that your thoughts travel into that dark matter and produces out of that dark matter what your thoughts generated. And it rains down back up on your head and produces it in real time, in real life. We don't believe in none of that. We sit around and feel as though the boogeyman gonna do for us. When God gave you arm, leg, arm, head. You know what I mean? We don't believe that. No. We feel as though some mystery god or some spook has to drop out of this universe. This is what I'm trying to say is, look, man, the fairy tales that they gave us when we were younger are just fairy tales. It's just fairy tales. It's not real. It's not reality. Christmas, it's not real. It just was a means to make money. It's not real. Go look at how they protested and how they look at Black Pete, blackface, in Dutchland. Come on, man. We gotta wake up. This going on to 2019. The nobody is coming flying down on a cloud. Clouds are made of gas. It's not happening. If you want to come on this planet, man, woman, sperm, egg, produces child is here. Don't get caught up in the fairy tales. Because it will become a psychosis. Now, let's get to separation. Because I'm feeling Brother EarthQuake on this, bro. I am. Because I feel his frustration, his anger. But we're finding solutions. Can we unite enough to where we can depend on each other and each other's skill to sustain and maintain a new civilization? Because upon his shoulders was a budding nation. Y'all know who said that. So, but can we sustain that? Okay, no. Check this out. Check this out, right? If two people can't get along, and I don't care if it's male and female, female and male, two males, two women, and I ain't talking about no funny stuff. They could be roommates, right? In the same house, right? If they can't reconcile their differences, and they remain to stay in that space, in that area, with the controversy or the disagreement, and they haven't solved it, over a period of time, they both will go crazy. They'll drive each other crazy to where they both will have to seek counseling. They go berserko, loco, whatever you want to call it. And I'm saying that point, man. If black folk, and no, let me rephrase that. If the slave master, no, let me rephrase that again. If the mindset of a slave master. Because you're not a slave master, but in your warped sense of mind, you feel as though you are, but that's dead and gone. But you feel in your mind that you are a slave master. And I'm sorry to say, some Negroes, I don't want to say black people, some Negroes or African Americans still have that slave mentality in their mindset. Over a while, y'all gonna drive each other crazy. Y'all not gonna even be able to stand to be around each other for long. Y'all already driving each other crazy. But separate. Give yourself some room to breathe. Start studying your own self. Start looking at yourself in the mirror. Start researching knowledge about you know more about George Washington than you do about Mansa Musa. You know more about George Washington than you do about John Horse. You know more about George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Stonewall Jackson than you do about Thoth, than you do about Osiris, Isis. You know more about them than you do about yourself. And then you pass that same poison on down to your children. And then you putting pressure on them because they noticing people are waking up. Why are you forcing me to be a slave when I'm born free? What's the problem? You think that it's still the 15, 16, 17, 1800s to where you protecting me because you don't want me to get hurt from walking outside on God's green earth? So you want to relegate me into a shyness or keep me in the corner because you saying, hey, don't, like you peeking out the woods, don't go down there and do too much because them white folk gonna get you. You only can go at this radius. You only can go so far because I'm afraid for you. Man, look here, this is God's earth. You go where you want to go. If it's on, it's on, but be free, man. You got to shake it off. Shake the slave dust off of you. I know you feel as though Trump walking behind you, blowing pixie slave dust on your collar, but just shake it off. Dust it off. Or just dump the whole damn jacket. Take the shirt off, goddamn. Throw them up on the ground and keep moving. But yeah, Brother Kev, I so appreciate you sending me this. We'll try to reach out to EarthQuake and because I believe EarthQuake is starting a sentiment, a mental movement on watching black women and actually really protecting and cherishing and caring black women. And at the same time, black women, take care of your damn self. Look out for yourself, man. Check yourself. Your feminine energy. Your queens. Be a queen. And we want queens bad, even though we haven't been deserving of a queen. We getting there. Trust me. We don't, because we did not like the way your President Trump talked to these sisters. Nobody really did, but we dealing with it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We dealing with it. It's starting to move. But yeah. Man, make sure y'all, Everyday People the Movie. We giving you knowledge and insight. Everyday People the Movie. Go to YouTube, type in Everyday People the Movie, part 1, 2, and 3. We got spiritual clothing coming. When I say spiritual clothing, I mean we got colors or array that's designed to uplift your mood and spirit so you can work and move happily or jolly or, excitingly, so you can be the best you that you can be. So as high frequency, so as eating, get that bag, homie, eating clothing coat. All my partners that's out there doing it because we understand. Trust me, we understand. VerbalPic Radio, low key, what's up? Right? Robus Vader, to check out that album cover, man. It's going down. You everybody on 4 low key Instagram, Robus Vader. Instagram, myself, Everyday People the Movie. Just keep this thing rolling. VerbalPic Radio, we out.